House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Good day, everybody, and welcome back to House to Home, where we continue to educate you and bring on interesting perspectives and guests, as we have the past few episodes. Liz and Gina from RE/MAX Diamond Realty are here with us, as they always are, each and every Tuesday. I'm Jason Salas, and we have a very, very special guest. In our Zoom room, once again, is the very Honorable Senator Therese Terlaje. Senator, half a day, welcome.
Half a day, thank you.
Okay, and ladies, I'll let you guys take over, because last week, of course, we had one of the good senator's colleagues who was shedding some light and made some promises to devote some time, attention, and hopefully some elbow grease to getting some of the issues that are of great concern to you folks in the realty industry.
Yeah, and to the general public, Jason. So.
Yeah. Well, we're honored to have Senator Terlaje with us. She hopefully has all our answers.
Well, I don't know about that, but I will try.
Well, some of the concerns that Gina and I had from the last show that we shared with Senator Moylan was that GLUC, is unable. There's a number of issues. They're unable to function because there's some members that have not been confirmed. And then, of course, our community is suffering because there's $6 billion of projects that are sitting, waiting to go through GLUC. People who have homes that they want to occupy, they can't get their occupancy permit. I mean, that's another part of it with the government entities. So we'd like your feedback on how what the process is and what's happening on your end.
Okay, so I'm the chairperson of the Committee on Land, and I think that's why you invited me here to talk about the land issues. But and first of all, thank you. So thanks to Liz and Gina for your show. I think it's very informative and great service, so thanks. But as far as the Guam Land Use Commission, you're right. It's for this entire year, I think it's had a high turnover or high vacancy rate. And so we've been doing quite a few confirmation hearings. So we had, it was during the pandemic when we had a couple. One was Anita Borja Enriquez, so she's on there, and trying to remember the other person. But then in April, they had other vacancies, and we received those nominations in July. So, we received them in July. I think the latest one was July 24th, and we had a hearing right away in August 10th. So the hearing's done, the committee reports are done, those are in. We just need to, as soon as we get to session, we can make a motion to vote those up or down. So those should be ready to go. And I think, one of them is a reappointment, Leilani Flores. The other one is a new appointment, Brian Artero. So, I'm not sure why the vacancies, occurred. Sometimes you can make these appointments prior to the ending of the terms. So, but hopefully that will help everything to move forward. But I do know also that during the pandemic, we've been in contact with Department of Land Management, making sure that they are able to operate. And I know that, I know Gina for sure, I'm sure the whole Realty Association has been very active in the very beginning when we went into, our first stay-at-home orders, that even land management was not operating. But thanks to all of your work, I think, that they changed that and they were able to open it up, especially for realtors and especially for research companies, land research companies, title companies. And so they've been able to hopefully process everything you need at land management, despite shutdowns or not. So I was very happy about that, because that was, I share your concern that should not be closed. We can't delay land transactions. They have to occur when they have to occur. So I'm very glad for that. They said they do it sometimes drive-through service, or they allow limited access in the facility. But
they have, land management has figured out how to allow closings, which is what really stalled the real estate community. That addresses people that are in the process of buying a home. So now you could record their deed. So the bank's happy, the documents are recordable now. So that addresses that issue. But going back to Guam Land Use Commission, so some of the members, their terms expired the early part of the year, and they did not want to, stay on board. And so we actually haven't been able to have a quorum for the Guam Land Use Commission since about January. And yes, I understand now that there's been some appointments and there's been hearings. So Brian Artero and Robert Salas Jr., I understand that their hearing is still pending. And I know Anita Enriquez and Art Chan are confirmed.
Anita Enriquez and Art Chan, they were confirmed. They were confirmed sometime during this emergency declaration. I can't remember when, but they were confirmed. They were the only two nominees we had at that time. So we processed all the GLUC we prioritize the GLUC nominations in my committee because of this perennial lack of a quorum that they've had. And this is constant. So those two were confirmed, but then in April, there was 2 more vacancies. And so we didn't receive those nominations until July. So that was for Brian Artero and Leilani Flores as a reappointment. So we had those hearings as soon as we received the nomination, we set it up. We have to give notice and everything. So we did that, and we were able to have the hearings for Brian and Leilani. So both of those are reported out of committee. They're waiting for a session so that we can vote on those nominations. That will give you 2 more. That should give you 4. That should give you a quorum for sure. If they show up, you would have, the GLUC will have a quorum. I'm not sure about the other one, the Solace. I don't think I've received that one yet.
I see, but as far as you know, with these 4, once they're confirmed, and that might be, Senator, you think that might be another month?
I can't tell you. It's whenever, we will try to move it whenever they call a session. And the sessions were regularly scheduled for the last full week of every month. But I'm not, I haven't heard one for September, so I'm not sure. But I don't expect to go beyond October. Yeah, but I'm not the one that calls the session. That's the issue. We just have to, once the session's called, we will make a motion.
The thing that I see that would be of great concern to me is you only have 4 people, and you need 4 to make the quorum, I believe. And yes. So if you only have 4 confirmed and you don't have 2 more that could be, to fill the gap in case somebody doesn't show up for these meetings, then we're, that's almost a year that we have not been able to move these projects along, projects that could potentially add revenue to the government of Guam and to the overall economy. So those are my concern. Perhaps somebody, and I don't know who that somebody would be, could look into, is there a way we could get 2 other people on board, and the committee could look at getting them processed. And so when you do have a hearing, perhaps you could get everybody confirmed at the same time.
These boards, this board is one of the boards that's supposed to have staggered terms. So you don't have this where, everybody's replaced all at once. It's supposed to be staggered, but for some reason, I've noticed this with the boards. This is just a side note that very, very many of them have resigned kind of at the same time. So we have a lot of vacancies to fill. But I don't think it's been a year that the GLUC has been inactive. It may seem like that, but I don't think it actually has, because I know that Leilani Flores, we confirmed her to fill somebody's unexpired term. We confirmed her not too long ago in 2019. And I know that she's been active because when we had her confirmation here, we asked her about it, about her experiences on the board, her and ability to act impartially, things like that.
So who do we talk to about who is responsible for scheduling the sessions? Because, that's critical to get this moving along.
Yeah, well, I'm the speaker, of course, calls the session, or the committee on rules can set a session agenda. But I just suspect it's because of the budget, that they had reserved the time for the budget process. And now that we're done with the budget, I expect regular sessions to resume. So I would be surprised if we don't have one in October for sure. And if, you know, hopefully, I'm sure we can't have one next week because unless it's an emergency session, we'll see. But normally for sessions, the speaker has to give 5 days notice. And so that's the only real limitation unless it's an emergency session. So yeah, hopefully we'll have one. I'm looking forward to session in October. There are a lot of bills that have been waiting, just like nominations. A lot of nominations actually coming out of my committee have been waiting. We have nominations for the hospital as well. And so we're going to move those as soon as we get back into session.
Well, final question, ladies, as we have about a minute to go.
Senator, I wanted to bring up one other issue, and this is the fact that people are not able to process occupancy permits and business licenses at this time. You know, we're able to pay our GRTs online, but for some reason, I mean, we've been in this state since March, and I would have thought that by now, the people that are in charge would have foreseen that we needed to implement some system where we can process occupancy permits and business licenses online. If they can collect our GRT online, I am absolutely positive that we could find a way to apply for our business license online. It's going to take a collective effort by many agencies because, you know, as you know, we have to clear through a lot of agencies in order to get a business license. But I'm just, you know, because we're already in September and we've had so many months to think about this and plan. I'm just wondering, who do we go to say, please help us be able to process and apply for our business licenses online? Who would be the person that we go to next to ask for that? We have people that have homes that are done, but the occupancy permit has not been issued. And we don't know people are now calling us saying, what do? We don't know. That's not our department. We could help you sell it or lease it once you get that occupancy permit. But right now, we don't know what to tell you. So Senator, what do we tell them?
Yes, I agree with you. I think business licenses especially should be able to be processed online. I think the clearances from the different agencies, that can be done, and they should be able to do that. So I wouldn't put it past, this one should be in the court of Daphne Shimizu over at Department of Revenue and Taxation to coordinate the other agencies that you have to go through for this. Similar to the one stop, they can, you know, one online version of it, I think is possible. The occupancy permits, I think are a totally different question. That sometimes they require, I mean, that's Department of Public Works by themselves determining, you know, whether they've met everything. So I can't speak to that right now, Department of Public Works, but I will follow up with them and see what their delay is. I hope it's not, I'm wondering if it's got to do with field agents and they won't let them go out or something like that, but I'm not sure. But for sure, I agree with you, the business licenses, especially renewals of business licenses where you're operating from the exact same location. I think those should be facilitated.
Well, everybody, I think the one takeaway that we can all agree on is that, you know, time is needed to make these decisions, but as the senator said, you know, time will be made to get this work done. Also, unfortunately, time is something that we are out of for this segment. So, Senator, thank you as always for your time.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it. And Liz and Gina, always good to spend time with you and teach me something new about, and our audience about real estate. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See you next time.